I've been getting quite a few messages from business owners saying that they're struggling to create a budget for their business. Some are just getting their business up and running, and others have been in business for quite a few years. Either way, having a budget for your business will allow you to dictate how you want your money coming in and going out of your business to flow. When you don't have a budget, it's easy to lose track of your numbers or your goals for the year. I often hear business owners say it's hard to create a budget or they're not sure exactly where to get started. In today's podcast episode, I'm going to dive into how you can easily create a simple budget for your business and how you can get started. It doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't need to take a long time when you know what you need to do in the first place. Knowing how you can create a simple and easy budget for your business will help you stick to your goals and allow you to track exactly how close you are to your original budget numbers. Whether you're starting a business or side hustle, you're a self-employed individual, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, mompreneur, freelancer, business owner, bookkeeper, virtual assistant, or other professional. You want to take the time to really look at your numbers, create a budget, and use your budget as a compass to help guide your finances throughout the year. You're listening to the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, where we get straight to the point on topics that ultimately affect your bottom line. That's right, as an entrepreneur with a small business, money management, growth, marketing, they all affect your bottom line. I'm your host, Chris Ponick. I'm a certified public accountant, and I've been helping small business owners like you navigate and easily understand these complicated topics for over 25 years. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a small business owner myself, so I know your time is valuable. In my free time, I make the best sugar cookies and have mastered an amazing chocolate chip cookie recipe. And that's not just my opinion. You're in the right place. I promise your time will be well spent here. Each week, you'll gain confidence and clarity while making a successful impact on your business and grow your bottom line. Get comfy, grab a cookie, and let's get straight to the point with this week's episode. Welcome back. When you hear the word budget, how do you feel? Do you feel like creating a budget would be too hard? Do you feel budgets are difficult to understand? Do you feel like your business is too small to even have a budget? Well, today I'm here to tell you that you don't need to think that creating a budget is hard or difficult to understand. And even if you have a small business, it is recommended that you still do a budget to keep you on track. First, let's start off by talking about what a budget actually is. A budget is simply a projection of how you would like to see your money coming in and out of your business. It's a plan for how much you're anticipating your income and your expenses to be during a certain period of time. I understand that just getting started with a budget when you don't really know how or what you should be doing can be a little bit frustrating. Today, you're going to get some tips to easily create a simple budget for your business that will help you stay on track for the year. And right now is the best time to make sure you have this budget in place. Budgeting doesn't have to be hard, and just like anything that you do for your business, the hardest part is to just get started. The first thing that I want you to do for your business is to make sure that you have your bookkeeping up to date so that you know what your income statement or your profit and loss report is for this last year. If you don't have your bookkeeping up to date, this will be the first thing that you want to work on. You need to have this information available to you anyway when you get your tax return done. So, why not get it done now so that you not only know how your year is going so far, but you're also able to utilize this information to set up your budget for the next year. If you don't feel like you can get your bookkeeping up to date on your own, You may need to hire a bookkeeper to help you with this. I recommend that you have your bookkeeping done on at least a monthly basis so that you can make sound business decisions based on your financial information. If you're an accountant or high-stress professional, you want to start enjoying your life more, both at work and at home. You've likely built a successful career, but at what cost? The problem is, you're so buried in deadlines and to-do lists that there's no time or energy left for the things that really matter. You're great at managing clients, deadlines, and numbers, but your own stress, time, and well-being, well, they always seem to come last. The constant pressure leads to burnout, guilt, and feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. I see this all the time. As a CPA with over 20 years of experience and a certified coach, I've helped high-achieving professionals, just like you, go from stress and burnout to a more integrated and balanced lifestyle using the reinvention process. This process helps you reduce stress, reclaim your time, and finally build a healthier, happier, and more balanced lifestyle without sacrificing your success. The truth is, stress doesn't go away on its own, and eventually the cost isn't just exhaustion, it's your health, your relationships, and your love for the work you once enjoyed. If you're ready to build a life that you don't need a vacation from, it's easy to get started. First, schedule your complimentary stress audit and clarity session, where in just one session, I'll help you pinpoint what's really draining your time and energy. Create a personalized action plan to help you simplify your life, reclaim your time, and increase your productivity so that you start living with more energy, focus, and freedom. You don't have to keep doing this alone. I can help you customize a plan to stop the overwhelm and start enjoying your life again. Go to financialadventure.com, click on the Work With Me button, and book your free session today. Let this be the moment that you stop just surviving and start living with more control and finally enjoy a more integrated and balanced lifestyle again. In the meantime, check out all the other resources and solutions on my website that you can immediately apply to your life so that you can stop being stressed out and feeling like you're never doing enough, and instead breathe a sigh of relief at the end of the day knowing you've accomplished enough and can enjoy your life more. So the next step is to take your income statement or your profit and loss report and use these numbers to help you create a budget. You don't have to start from scratch if you've already been in business and you've already incurred income and expenses. It's much easier to take a look at what's happened in the past and work on those numbers to get your new budget in place. I recommend looking at your income statement or your profit and loss report by month so that you can see the breakdown of your income and expenses by month. If you're using a computerized software system like QuickBooks, it's easy to export your income statement or your profit and loss report into a spreadsheet like Excel and then work on your budget numbers right in that spreadsheet. If you don't use a computerized software system, you can always use your latest income statement and create your budget on a piece of paper. It doesn't need to be fancy, you just need the budget to reference how you're doing throughout the year. Let's take, for example, you're looking at your income statement or your profit and loss report, and you need to budget for insurance. You may see on your income statement that you've incurred insurance expenses of a specific amount each month, or maybe you're paying your insurance expenses every 6 months or once a year. By looking back at your income statement, you'll know exactly when you're going to incur these expenses again in the next year. Now, the only thing that you need to do is to adjust these numbers for the upcoming year. If you think the expenses will be going up, your budget will need to reflect this higher expense. If the expenses will be going down, you can enter those lower amounts in your budget in the exact month or months that you know that you're going to be incurring those expenses. So you're going to continue with each and every income and expense item that you have on your income statement or your profit and loss report. Once you've gone through each item and you've adjusted the amounts to what you are anticipating for the next year, you've created your new budget. This doesn't sound too hard, does it? Now that your budget is created, you can compare your actual amounts to your budget amounts. I recommend looking at this on a monthly basis again. When you do this, you can see if you are over or underspending in a certain area, and this will help you to make any adjustments throughout the year to keep you on track for meeting what you've budgeted for the year. So you might be thinking that this is all simple and easy if you've been in business already and you have an income statement or a profit and loss report to look back on. But what if you are just starting your business and you don't have any data to look back on? Well, then all you need to do is grab that piece of paper and start by estimating where you think your income will be for the upcoming year. Once you do this, you can work on all of the expenses you believe you will incur as well as when you will incur them. I know this may seem a little bit harder to do, but I want you to know that your budget doesn't need to be perfect from the start. You can always revise your budget along the way. Don't look at your budget as something that is set in stone, and if you don't meet your budgeted numbers, that you failed. I want you to look at your budget as a guide for what you'd like to see in your finances and easily make adjustments along the way. There are always going to be events that change or cause your business to pivot. Knowing that you can be flexible with your budget will help alleviate the stress from thinking that you need to get everything exactly right from the beginning. By utilizing the tips in this podcast episode, you can easily create a simple budget for your business. If you have any questions about creating a budget for your business, you know you can always reach out to me by going to financialadventure.com/contact-us. I personally respond to all of my emails, and I love helping business owners out. And you know I'm going to ask, what's at least one thing that you'll take away from this episode that will help your business succeed and grow your bottom line? If you need some accountability, join our private Facebook community and post your action item. We'd love to support you. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this episode of Mastering Your Small Business Finances. If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it for you, I'd love for you to give it a 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Visit financialadventure.com for the show notes, links from this episode, and while you're there, leave a comment if you have a topic you're interested in learning more about that affects your bottom line. If you're looking for a community where you can ask questions and get feedback about your small business, join my private Facebook group. You can find the links to this group and more on financialadventure.com. And remember, any financial information shared on this podcast is not to be considered professional, financial, or tax advice and should not be solely relied upon. Please consult your CPA or tax advisor for an opinion on your specific circumstances. I'm looking forward to having you tune in next time. Until then, dream big, follow your heart, and love what you do.